hype, let's get 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 hype. My name is Cass Allen. I know it's been a minute since I've been here, but guess what? I'm back. And today we're talking about alphas, cougars, snakes, and grasshoppers. You probably wondering who these people are. These are just that people who fall into categories based on dating. And I'm here to just do a little comical, digestible wit on these categories and give y'all some fun advice on how to wade through these waters. Ah, y'all already know how I do. I talk about topics, I observe them. If I find them interesting and or comical, normally comical actually precedes everything because I tend to find the humor in a lot of things. So as many of you out there, when you're not in a relationship, you start scouting, for somebody to date, regardless of what kind of level you're trying to date on, whether it's long term, short term, today, this moment, whatever you want to call it. And as we get out there, we start running into certain types of personalities that I've decided to sum up for the purposes of today into alphas, cougars, snakes, and grasshoppers. Now, tomorrow, depending on the topic, I might come up with something else. So don't hold me to this stuff. Don't treat me like some kind of damn guru. I haven't solved any mysteries whatsoever. I'm not an expert on anything except my experience, and that's what I speak from. I'm not here to bring anybody down, offend you, or whatever to feel you feel. But I tell people, like, if you don't want me to talk about you, then don't interact with me. If you don't want me to do something with you in conversation, then don't do things to me you don't want me to talk about. You know, I believe that a lot of people don't mind you talking about them as long as you talk about them in a good favor. If I say person XYZ is wonderful, they're smart, they're creative, they're blah, 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 blowing sugar all up your ass, those people generally smile, so and so is an artist, so and so is powerful, so so is this. You're happy. But if I come behind that and say something like, person ABC is an asshole, person ABC is arrogant, person ABC is narcissist, person ABC is XYZ, then people tend to get mad and they tell you that you're telling their business. I'm here to suggest an alternative. If I'm telling your business when I'm saying bad things, then don't allow me to talk about you when I'm saying good things. Like if you had a real principle here, then hold it all around, you know. And secondly, if you don't want people to talk about something that you do, then don't do it and there'll be nothing to talk about. That's how I feel about these things. So as I go through my routine, I'm gonna tell y'all straight up. Of course, there are things that inspire my humor. Of course, there are things I've been thinking about that got me here in the first place. So some of you, from my intimate connections may go, damn, could that have been me? Please don't come to me with that shit. Please don't come to me asking me, was I talking about you? I'm just talking. And, as someone on this earth who is observant, who watches my engagement with people, there are things that I think about. And that's all this is about. So try not to be in your feelings. That's my disclaimer. Let's get back on track. We were talking about alphas. Alphas are very interesting to date. A lot of alphas can be, we're attracted to them and we're distracted by them. Many people are attracted to alphas because of their leadership ability or their ability to pick things up. They're not sitting on the fence. They handle their business. But then there's that side of the alpha that some people feel are too bossy. Like you not leaving room for anybody else to do any fucking thing because you think you know everything. So, personally, I'm drawn to a person that is a leader, but I'm not drawn to bossy people in general, whether it be a friendship or whether it be a relationship with a woman. I'm very drawn to people who are very strong and feel like they can handle their own. I don't have to worry every 5 minutes if someone beat you up, if somebody say something that hurts your feelings. Are you in the corner crying? Are you calling me every 20 minutes complaining about somebody did to you? That type of person I'm not drawn to as a friend or as a lover. I understand there are a lot of people out there who have that type of need, but I don't choose to serve that role for somebody full time. We can be acquaintances, we can hang out, I can do therapy with you if I'm in a psychological role or something like that. I'm merely saying, in a dating environment, that shit don't work. Like people don't want somebody who's they have to worry about you 24/7. Maybe there are some people out there like that. Let me retract that. Maybe some of you out there like to sit up all night and day thinking about somebody and every move they make. Personally, it's not for me. And if you're a weak woman, that's something that's going to happen as a natural result of you being submissive and falling all over the fucking place like Julie on the Mod Squad, for those of you who remember. But like I said, on the other hand, bossy people are a turn off for me too. People who feel they got to control everything and they want to tell you how to talk, they want to tell you how to look, they want to tell you how to speak, they want to tell you what you should be doing, how you should be doing it. Like bosses played out in the 80s for all of you who are not aware. And if you were born past that point and you are one, you are archaic. Know that it's time for you to retire your ways because that shit doesn't work with people. People want to be themselves. They want to feel relaxed. They want to date people where they can say who they are without people telling them they're too this or not enough that. No, nigga, I'm just right. I feel that people who complain about people who are to this and to that and nag, nag, nag are people who don't know how to fit in society well. That's my personal feelings. Like there are all kinds of soup in a pot. And if you're gonna complain about every fucking vegetable in the pot, maybe it's you who doesn't belong in the pot. Maybe you don't fit with the rest of us because we're doing just fine without you. So for you folks who are bossy like that and you're a pain in the ass and you gotta have your way all the time and you're very pushy on people, you need to think because a lot of times people don't really like you that much. They're just tolerating you. Um, I'm not saying this to hurt anybody's feelings. I just know a lot of people that find it's a turnoff and they say the same things, and a lot of us don't say it out loud. Many of us can be certain things sometimes, but some of you are these things all the time. And I'm just telling you, if you fit under that where you feel like everything has to be your way and you got to push it on everybody, you're probably one of those people that are not dating a lot, to be quite frank. And also what falls under that alpha is the people who ideate a lot. A lot of alphas have visions. That's what we do. And you heard me, we do. I personally feel like I can fit into any of these categories given the day because I'm honest enough to say I'm human and I'm flawed. And in some cases, it's not even flawed. You just need you enjoying yourself or you possessing these traits. I'm an alpha. I like to chase visions. I don't just sit and think about shit and talk about shit. I try it. If I fall, I fucking fall. I'm okay with that. So I don't consider myself one who ideates a lot. To me, I'm talking about people that all you do is talk a lot of shit, but you don't do nothing. Those kind of alphas, I'm gonna this, I'm gonna that, I'm gonna that. You should this, you should that. But they ain't left the fucking. They're still in the same motherfucking place. But they're telling everybody else how to advance, telling everybody else how to go left, telling everybody else how to go right. But you're still in the same place. I'm asking y'all to stop. That's not an alpha to people. That's just somebody who's a pain in the ass. Like, live your life. All this stuff you're telling everybody else to do, you should be doing it. Go out there and enjoy your life. Alpha that shit instead of trying to live through other people and modify their steps to fit what you need. Then we have those alphas that'll win at any cost. They don't care who they take down, they don't care what lies they tell, as long as they get to the top. And I know y'all know why I'm doing all this talking that all these things I'm saying are true. We have these categories here. We have alphas with high leadership potential. We have alphas that sometimes take it over the edge and become too bossy. We have alphas that become that way from innovation through ideation. And we have alphas that'll do anything to get their position and keep their position. We also have alphas that are a combination of those things. And guess what? Those are the same motherfuckers when they're not at work that are looking for somebody to date. That's all I'm saying. So y'all need to be a little careful about how you're choosing your mates. As a matter of fact, people talk about how a job doesn't really have any play and whether you date someone. Yeah, it doesn't if you only there for shallow shit and trying to ride somebody else's pocket, but it might play into their personality depending on the type of job they do. There's some jobs out here that if I knew my mate was doing, I wouldn't want to date that person because I don't feel they're moral. I feel they're corrupt. You understand? Maybe it does play a bigger role than you think it plays, especially when you have people doing anything for money, or anything to be right instead of doing the right thing, which is another one of my favorite topics with alphas, because a lot of alphas they don't want to admit they're wrong. They want to be right all the time. That's a annoying habit for me. I've been accused of the same thing. I think a lot of us have actually. I think when you are right, sometimes people get mad and then they accuse you of wanting to be right. And it's like, no, nigga, I am right. I don't want to be right about anything. I'm speaking the truth because the truth often comes with you admitting both sides has some flaw. People who talk from their mouths from an alpha standpoint sometimes border on narcissism because they get into that area of because I have such high skills, they're now the best ones on the earth. No one else can be smarter than me. No one else can possibly know how to do this. I'm the one that God told the message, and therefore the rest of you are stupid. I don't believe in any of that. Now, let's move on to them cougars now. Those cougars tend to rise sometimes and become narcissistic, which is why I segued into that. Sometimes, we got the types of cougars out here that run under different categories. We got cougars that have their status because of their money. We got cougars that have their status because of their body. We have cougars that have their status because of their facial features. And we have cougars that have their status because of their spirit. I think I've covered quite a few of them. As I said, I'm not a medical fucking advisor, and I'm not trying to be. I'm having some fun with human life. I get into bullshit with people sometimes because I like to bullshit, and I like to tell it like it is. And some people can't handle that shit. And when I get into situations where I kind of feel boxed in, with people and their feelings, this is where I come and talk my shit to the people who are my peers who can relate to just having a spot to shoot the breeze and be yourself and say whatever you need to say without trying to offend people or ask questions about the comedy of life. So that's where a lot of this is coming from. Watching people date or watching people trying to date and the categories that I believe y'all are falling into, including myself. Like I said, who can cross them all any given day. Right now, I'm definitely in that alpha. I'm not in those cougars because I'm not dating anybody younger than me, but I've had the experience of dating 20 years younger than me, and I've had the experience of dating 20 years older than me. So I think I can talk about this shit. Um, like I said, I've dated 20 years younger than me because the way that some say I present as younger than my age, which is nothing to put on here so y'all can start telling me I look older than that or younger than that, because that's not the point of this. This shit ain't about me. It's about you. Um, all that shit is great, and some of that shit works sometimes, but I think it's only fair that people be honest and do own up to the fact that that cougar shit does cause age gap issues sometimes. Some people think they're more mature than they are. Some people think they're youthful, more youthful than they are, and the shit don't work. Sometimes it does work when you have someone that's younger that can present more mature and someone that's older that can present more youthful, but it's not the fucking common. So all those who want to sit here and argue about how it can work, yes, the fuck it can. No one's disagreeing with that. What we are disagreeing with is that it works most of the time. So accept them simple fucking facts or go look them up. Some of you want to date people half your age and then get mad when they don't have the peership that is required for certain things. And it doesn't even have to be make it or break it shit. It could be something so simple as, girl, do you remember in that movie, blah, 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 or in that song, blah, 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 that was like 50 years before you were born? Because your mother was singing it and her mother was singing it. And now you asking somebody you dated who is young enough to be your child to also know that song. So you done went down four fucking generations and let it slip out your mouth. Do you remember when Nat King Cole sang that song so and so? To somebody that's 20 years old. You hear me? Because your black ass is 40 or 45 or 50. And I'm using those as examples because those have been some ages for me where this stuff has happened. And particularly in my 40s, my late 40s and early 50s, a lot of women in their late 20s were hitting hard. I figured it was some kind of fucking damn conspiracy, and they all decided, and as I used to tell them, fuck no. I decided it was some kind of conspiracy to go after the social security check. I used to tell them all the time, which is how I became cool with a lot of people younger than me. You not tying me to no fucking pole in no basement while you collect my social security check every month and have me on the phone recorded saying I'm fine. That shit ain't happening. I ain't fucking with you. I ain't fucking with the Molly that you brought to the party or no other bitch that's in your pocket, in your ear, or anywhere near you. You understand me? So I'm very safe in that way. I had an experience with some younger than me that was concerned about my health during that an engagement, and that really said something to me. But I also said to myself, why are you fucking with me then? You know I'm older than you. You know you're gonna expect these fucking things. What these because my face looks like this? Nigga, I told you how old I am. You want me to prove it to you in the bed now? By sitting up after 30 minutes of fucking engagement with you just for three breaths because you don't need air at all because you're 20 something. You don't even need to fucking breathe through your nostrils because you can hold it for the whole fucking half an hour till you reach an orgasm. Well, I just need breath like every other motherfucking breath. But anyway, that's what happens sometimes when you date a cougar. I've been a cougar. And I've dated cougars in my youth. That's a different kind of cougar than today. You know. Then you got that thing with cougars about meeting parents. I dated as a cougar, and when I met this chick's parents, I was older than them, and I didn't feel so good. And I understand some people are okay with that. You don't mind being everybody senior in the room, but it kind of hit me some kind of way. Like, am I violating this woman, even though she's 28 years old? She grown as a motherfucker in every way, and it's not like I was chasing her. This was pushed upon me. But nevertheless, after running like a coyote for a very long time for this woman, as she began to mature, I engaged, I became that cougar. Um, and meeting her parents kind of did it for me, insofar as now I think I want to be your uncle instead, Like I said, I don't condone any situations. It's just not for me. Um, One thing I do notice too with a lot of people who are older than a person that they're dating by 10 years or whatever more, some of you cougars don't play fair. Y'all try to play mind games on people younger than you and tell them things that aren't true, trying to get them to do what you want them to do. Well, so and so did this for me. And ain't nobody ever done that shit for you. You're lying. Don't disrespect the youth with your damn bullshit trying to get what you want. And eventually if you win all those things that make you look youthful, I hope you realize that this is probably a situational relationship. And the moment that you change the situation, this person might leave you. Like I said, be careful with that fucking makeup. Y'all be putting on makeup, making yourselves look like a beautiful fucking black swan. And then you take it off and you look up a dried up, burnt vase laying out in the motherfucking desert. And then you get mad at us because we turn our noses up and look at you like the lion ass that you are. And then you want to tell us that, oh, if you just stay in that makeup the whole time, there won't be no fucking problem. No, there's already a problem because you are just like AI. You ain't real. You got two faces, one to suit the people that want you and one to suit the people that don't want you. I don't like someone who pretends to be someone they're not. I don't mind women wearing makeup. I don't mind you wearing wigs. I don't mind you wearing any motherfucking thing you want to make yourself feel good. But when you do something to deceive someone and then wait until they get in the coziness of your motherfucking bed to show who the fuck you are, that, my friends, is wrong. Show me that bitch first so I can decide if I want to get in bed with her. And I think that's a fair trade because a lot of people still gonna get in bed with you if they don't like your face, especially if you come in with a body or you come in with some money or you come in with a good spirit. So you need to take that chance instead of gambling with me and trying to decide what I want to see. Maybe all that stuff you put on, I don't like that either. I want to see your raw ass. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm gonna be clear about it because I've had this with women. I don't mind. They act like I'm trying to change you. No, I'm not trying to change you. I'm just trying to see you at least once. Is that not a fair thing for me to ask to know who the fuck I'm dating? Why do you all get mad when somebody say, I want to see you without your hair. I want to see you without your nails. I want to see you without that fucking makeup. I just want to see who I'm dating. Stop fucking getting mad. I didn't even ask you to take it off. Show me a fucking picture. You don't have to take the shit off if you're not ready for that stage in your life. If you still feeling some kind of way and not comfortable in your own protection of yourself, but show me. And you calling me your motherfucking mate, your ride or die, but you won't show me your goddamn face, your second face, and you want me to trust you. Yeah, okay, that's what you call it, right? With them two faces, and in that quest, I see you as passive aggressive, which is where I'm switching next. Like, nah, don't ask me to be getting aggressive with me and asking me to sit in your fucking face that ain't real while you passive was showing me the real face. To me, that's just not right. And like I said, I'm not snapping on anybody. We all have medical issues. We have things that bother us that we don't want to show to people. We get cosmetic improvements. I'm not particularly fond of my back. I have a rash on my back that's been haunting me for about 30 years that I've had several people look at and they say they don't know what the fuck it is. And I'm like, well, what the fuck am I supposed to do with it then? You don't know what it is, but I'm the one who's living with this motherfucker. How do I explain this to people I'm dating when I take my damn clothes off and they see my back? I'm not ashamed to talk about this. We all God shit we go through. That don't mean I'm gonna show it to her. It don't mean I'm gonna get into bed and turn around and make a pose like a fucking damn what you call them people weightlifter and say, look at my back. I'm gonna keep a low profile with the motherfucker. But at least y'all know what you're getting. So when you look at it, you ain't scared because it looks like somebody been scratching me up all my life, you know. It's the only thing, and that's what makes it so fascinating. So that's what I'm talking about. I own my shit. Y'all can say, yo, I know you in love with this whole fucking look, but ain't a drop of this fucking hair in mine. Not a drop. I'm actually 3 shades darker than this makeup. And at night when I feel like relaxing, I only got 6 teeth in my mouth because I take my dentures out. That's all I'm saying. And guess what? I got a lot of blemishes. So when I'm ready to reach that stage with you, at least you know what to expect. I don't think that's anything wrong that I'm asking from anybody out there. You know, whoever you are, yo, babe. You know, I just want to let you know. You know, when I come out, I put my big dick between my legs, but that ain't all me. You know, when we get home, you gonna see something different. That's all I'm saying. I know you love the way my titties look in this dress, but guess what? When we get home, I'm gonna take off this bustier or whatever you want to call it, combined with this compressor corset, and my titties are gonna drop to my stomach. I realize this excites you. That's why I came out like this tonight. But that's not me. And that's what I'm talking about when I talk about snakes. Like, you gotta be honest about who you are. You can't be slithering by with these fake fucking looks and these fake personalities. Baby, let me tell you something. Tonight, I'm a gentleman. Because I want some pussy and I want it bad. So I'm going to say everything you want to hear, but after I get it, there is no room for me and you. I don't want you walking away from here with no hopes and visions and that are not going to come to fruition. That's what I'm talking about. Why can't we be more honest with each other about what's going on in life instead of masking our attention and creeping around in the shadows with all this dark energy? Because people already know that your motives ain't real. A grasshopper just jump from thing to thing. You understand what I'm saying? Hold your own. Be honest about what you want and who you are and how you feel about how you're trying to get what you want. If you're alpha looking for a cougar, make it known. You a cougar looking for a snake, make it known. You a snake looking for an alpha, make it known. You a grasshopper looking for a cougar, make it known. And as we reach that grasshopper, we're not just talking about people who hop from relationship to relationship with mass intention. We're talking about grasshoppers that are 420 friendly, people that like to smoke a lot. And the first time they meet you, in the top 3 questions is, are you 420 friendly? That's when you know you done met somebody that be fucked up all the time. This is not a casual question that means, may I smoke a joint with you once every 6 months? Are you 420 friendly means I'm gonna be fucked up from the time I get up. I'm gonna light a joint before we even have a conversation. I'm gonna smoke one before I eat. I'm gonna smoke one after I eat because the food was amazing. I'm gonna smoke one while we talking because I like to engage in conversation from a 420 level. I'm gonna smoke one for lunch. Yo, I got some errands to smoke. I'm gonna smoke one. You understand me? That's what 420 friendly means. Unfortunately, as evidence has shown, and don't y'all lie and don't get mad, sometimes people smoke too much and they get too fucking laid back. Though nothing means shit to them. Oh, well. Oh, that's what the fuck you get. Hey, that's life. Motherfucker ain't got nothing but a joint to their name. That's life. Oh well. While they laid out on your couch doing nothing. Watch them motherfuckers that you call that ask you out, and every time you hear in the background, they just chilling on a couch. Those sometimes are them grasshoppers just relaxing and say, oh, kumbaya. Ain't nothing going on, not even the rent. Those are the ones that we got to be careful of. That is what's happening here. We got to be careful of those people that are not paying attention because they just so fucked up. They in a haze, they in a zone. Everything is good where they at. They hackling and munchies are just pretty much their universe. Like I said, I don't judge nobody. And there's a time and place for everything. There's been a time in my life that I've been through a lot of things I mentioned on this list. When I was young, I was one of the most 420 grasshopper friendly motherfuckers on the planet. Smoked as much weed as I could get in my damn body in my youth. Now I don't feel that way, you know. I used to be a big alpha, running a lot of shit. For those who don't really know me, I've learned how to acquiesce a little. I'm not there yet, but I've learned how to back up a little and let other people do things as I see that they're capable. I've already told you my experiences. I've been a cougar. I've been with cougars. I started out very early, like many of us. You know, when you're young, you decide whether it's a pedophile or it's a romance. In the cases, what I thought I was going through was romance, but it turned out to be romance with pedophiles. But that was my life story. I've had two faces because I've been comfortable in one environment and not in the other. So I've showed two sides of my personality depending on who I'm around, you know. So if you're a type of person that like me, depending on what mood you catch me in, you're going to decide which one of these categories I fit into. That's why I said I fit into them all at some point or another. But all I'm saying out to you people without looking to do any harm is like know your place, know your category, and play your roles well later.